Guys, please settle down. We are about to start the event. Guys, please settle down. We are about to start the event. Guys, please settle down. We are about to start the event. Guys, please settle down. We are about to start the event. Guys, please settle down. We are about to start the event. Guys, please settle down. We are about to start the event. Welcome to ZAB Media Festival Gold Edition. My name is Basharat Ali.
And I am Mishal Zarar.
I would like to request the audience
Welcome to ZAB Media
please
Festival Gold
switch off
Edition.
their phone.
My name is Basharat Ali.
Avoid flash
And I am
photography
Mishal Zara.
and use the
I
hashtag
would like to request
ZMF
the welcome to ZAB
when you
Media
post
Festival
on
Gold
social
Edition.
media.
My name is Basharat Ali.
Avoid. We would also like to
And I am
thank our
Mishal
sponsor
Zara.
and use the hashtag
Without whom this
ZMF
ZMF
would
would
not
not
have
ZAB
been
Media
possible.
Festival Gold Edition.
Throughout the years, ZAB Media Festival has been the celebration of media, communication, journalism, film, music, and television. We at ZAB Media Festival have always aimed to discover Pakistan in terms of its talent in media, incorporating the visual and linguistic culture we celebrate so proudly. To discover Pakistan in terms of its talent in media, incorporating the visual and linguistic culture we celebrate
Join us
so
as we
proudly.
celebrate
To
the
discover
revival of
Pakistan in
Amazing
terms
Days
of its
Live
talent
Media.
in media,
I would like to request
incorporating
you
the
to
visual and
stand up
linguistic
for
culture
the
we
national
have
anthem.
always
Join us as we
aimed
celebrate
to
the
discover
revival of
Pakistan in
Amazing
terms
Days
of its
Live
talent
Media.
in media. I would request you all to please settle down. To start off, we would like to call upon Ms. Mehwiz Zahra Zaidi. Saida Mehwiz Zahra Zaidi, head of the Department of the Media Sciences, is a communication and information designer. Her work focuses on creating strategies and information design systems to communicate complex information to indigenous communities by studying their visual vocabulary. Let's give a huge round of applause to Ms. Mehwiz.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome. I won't take a lot of time. I am just here to thank the esteemed guests, my students who have worked really hard to put this together. They've been working for good 4 months now. Yeah, putting everything together, working hard, figuring things out. I would like to thank my team, Shah Jahan Salim. I would like to thank Aswa Hassan and Dr. Virsha, who have guided these students. 2 years ago, we received a call very early in the morning that universities are shutting down. We ran because that was our 3rd day of ZAB Media Festival. We had to call our guests, sponsors, figure everything out, and then after 2 years, here we are, we survived. And all of us, our students have done whatever was within their power during the COVID times, after the COVID times, and now that we are here. So I hope you all enjoy the show. Thank you. I would like to call Madam Shehnaz Wazir Ali, who's the president of ZABIST, to please come and talk to our students and our guests.
ZAB Media Fest Gold. I welcome you all to that. To this evening here, which is, I think, going to be the prelude to very, very fascinating, interesting, interpretive sessions on film, digital media, communications, art, design, photography, journalism. In particular, I think the new wave, the instant revolution that is taking place in social media, this is something quite remarkable. And Sayyida Mehwish Zaidi, our head of Department of Media Sciences, Shah Jahan Salim, every member of the faculty, our young anchor persons here this evening, and all those who have helped to put together the ZAB Media Gold Festival. I want to thank each and every one of you. I'm very pleased also to acknowledge Dr. Altaf Mukati, Vice President Academics, and Mr. Imtiaz Qazi, Vice President Admin, who have joined us for today's evening opening session. Now, what could be better than having Zahid here for your evening session? Zahid Ahmed, noted initially as a radio jockey, I believe, and then an absolutely meteoric rise as an actor in multiple TV dramas, and also he has established his presence in the world of films, in the world of television, through some very powerful roles that he has portrayed. So, Zahid Ahmed, it's a great honor for us to have you here. I know you're extremely busy, but you know, all our students have been waiting with much anticipation to hear you. And we look forward to your sharing your experiences. Well, this media festival is called the Rebirth of Media. And why do we think that it is time for us to look at a rebirth? It could be also a renaissance of media, because media has changed so dramatically in today's world. We know that there's instant social media, and we know how powerful the various forms of social media have become. Whether you're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, and many other forms of social media. They impact our lives every minute and every day. It almost becomes like an extension of yourself. Yet we have, of course, with us those who dream, who create, and you take us to new worlds. And they look at the world differently. They look deeper into reality. And they also look, I think, beyond today, beyond the contours of a reality today. So I'm particularly pleased to welcome Saqib Malik, who has done precisely that with his amazing work in film. Film is creative art, of course. Not everybody can write, not everybody can produce, not everybody can direct a film, short film, long films, documentaries, because they carry powerful images and they get rooted in your mind and in your psyche. I'm sure all of you can remember some movies that you've seen and you remember them. They have such a powerful impact on you. So Saqib is the new generation of Pakistan, and I do remember seeing him when he was actually a little toddler, because his mother is a very good friend of mine. So creating your own world which allows us to dream. Creating a world which allows us to think beyond the ordinary. And creating a world that lets us know that there are no frontiers. There are many discussions going on about freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom of creativity, freedom of linguistic rights, freedom of cultural rights. And I think if there's any one area that brings it all together, that's really in this area of media sciences and communication, which involves all of these different genres. So for me, really, it's a great pleasure, and I think I speak on behalf of our vice presidents as well, and ZABIST senior management, and on behalf of the students that for both Zahid to be here and for Saqib to be here. And we are going to have the great privilege and honor of viewing his movie, Baji, later on today. That for us is very special, Saqib. Thank you for allowing us to do that. So what do we do here in media? This is basically for our two guests here. We do, of course, we have to meet the Higher Education Commission's regulations and policy guidelines on media sciences. But I think we do much more than that. We create an environment where we interact with the world of media, the industry of media. And that's really very important. It's not just teaching students in classrooms or in a media studio, it's really teaching students along with their cohorts or their partners who work in the industry, and that's really very important. So I would like just to end by saying that for us, this is a very, very special 3 days. I hope that each and every one of you will be here throughout. I know that there are many other students who are also planning to be here for the next 2 days. And we're really looking forward to an absolute feast from this fest. So thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much, Madam President, for your thoughtful words. ZAB Media Festival has always celebrated names that have changed the face of the industry. And joining us today as our keynote speaker is a trailblazer who has carved a name in the industry for themselves. A former RJ, someone who has done commercials for BBC, Nokia, and an official voice of Voices.com. He started his theater career with the role of Qaid-e-Azam in Anwar Maqsood's plays, Paune 14 August and Sawa 14 August. He has showcased his versatility in TV serials like Mehram, Alvida, Besharam, Daldal, Ishq Zahi Naseeb, and recently made his film debut in Ghabrana Nahi Hai. We would like to call upon none other than the multi-talented Zahid Ahmed.
Thank you very much, Madam President, for that lovely introduction. Thank you all for calling me here. I can't tell you how happy I am. Although I've only done this once before, I've only spoken at one other university before, but I cannot tell you how excited it makes me. I do very little of it because you guys don't pay, but I still absolutely love talking to you, the youth. You might have seen the face of television change recently. You might have heard, in my opinion, the most amazing Coke studio that came out. Mind-blowing stuff. You know who's doing that? It's you guys. It's the youth. I really feel if there was this talk given to me where I was a student at university, I would understand the potential that I have at that young age. It's you guys who's pushing the boundaries. Look at those killer videos that they're making, the music that they're making. And the face of film has also completely changed, right? So please, you guys have worked very hard, and I'd like to congratulate the Media Sciences Department, the President, the faculty, the students for putting these 3 days together. So really, iska fayda uthana. I'm really talking to you guys because you're blessed to be exposed to these things at the age you're at, and you can really continue pushing the envelope for Pakistan throughout the world. I was told I have half an hour to speak, but then I was informed it's been cut down to some 10 minutes or so. That makes me very sad. Also, they told me that there's a question and answer session at the end. So instead of putting that at the end, I'd love for any one of you, if you have any questions, so let's get into that. I want this to be interactive as possible, instead of me just giving some boring monologue that I put no thought into. So yeah, questions? I'm sorry, I can't see most of you. There you go. Hi, Sada. Fantastic. I have place to duck here.
Yes. So in the last 2.5 years, I would say, post or in the world of the pandemic, we've dealt with a lot of situational, I would say, crises that really changed the way we used to look at media. At least as teachers, as journalists, I can speak for them. So on the behalf of an actor, as someone whose life is totally as an artist dependent on the views and the life that the student, the crowd gives them. How was it for you? Because I feel that's the one question actors aren't really asked. What was it actually like during that time for you?
Yeah, it was a very tough time. It was very scary, and I guess I'm one of the very few actors who was still shooting in the first wave of Corona. I should not tell you which production house made me do that, but we were still doing it. But the real answer to your question is, it's times like these which make us realize how vulnerable we are. But what do you do in the face of that vulnerability? That's what the real question is. In fact, I'd like to address the theme that you guys have designed for this year's fest, which is rebirth of media. I kind of don't agree completely with it, because that suggests that somewhere along the way media died and is now being reborn. But it couldn't, and it possibly cannot. And I'll tell you the reason why. I asked this question from a lot of people who are in the industry, who make dramas, who are in television. I asked them, what is the business that we're in? What is it? The real answer to that question is, we are in the business of emotions. We make you feel like you're not alone, because you're feeling whatever those characters are feeling, you're living that story. You bring to mind whatever your favorite film is. What does that film do which makes it your favorite? I'm actually asking anyone in the audience, what does your favorite film do? Why is it your favorite film? Anybody take a shot? It captures emotions. What does it do for you? Forget about a textbook answer. क्यों है आपकी फिल्म जो भी फेवरेट फिल्म है, क्यों है वो फेवरेट? Relatability, okay. You want to be like them, so aspiration perhaps. What else? A feel-good vibe, okay. A feel-sad vibe. Whatever rocks your boat, man. What about you? Comfort. Okay, so a lot of these are just feelings. We have never left you alone. When you are watching TV or film, you're never alone. And I know this kind of sounds, well, slightly creepy, but that's what it does. I mean, I'll give you an example. For the longest time in my 20s, when I would be in a terrible mood, I would put on Friends. That show still does it, man. Why? Because it helps you not to feel alone. So you're actually putting up a stage, casting a few people, hiring a writer, hiring a director, and you're making this project. You have no idea where and when that art that you have put out is going to actually interfere with people's lives and either make them feel great, or you walk out of a cinema feeling, what the hell was that? I've been asked to speak a little about my film as well. Ghabrana Nahi, who's raised their hands if you've seen it already? Wow, I should just walk out right now. Yes, let's plug that in at this moment. Newplex has arranged a special screening for you on Sunday. Me and Saqib Malik would have liked if you had spent the money, but you're saying it? Okay, great. No, Saqib is, he's going to watch the movie. But yeah, that's another thing, sadly, you can't escape the economy. Everything has a business end. But Ghabrana Nahi Hai was one of the first few films to release after COVID. And we were all petrified how people would respond, not just to the film, but to the culture of going to cinema. And I can very proudly say, Alhamdulillah, my first ever film, and it topped the box office. And I'll tell you why. Because people were coming out of the cinema feeling good. They said, yaar, achhi film hai, maza aaya, jao dekho. So that's the last thing I want to say to all of you. When you are studying, when you're doing this degree in media sciences, whether you go on to become a performing artist, whether you join the industry, you're a writer, director, actor, whatever, remember this. Make them feel good. Your audience is watching you, and they can either get a feeling from you, which is good, or they can get a feeling with you, which is just blah. So whether it's the music of Coke Studio affecting you right now, whether it's the new changing screen of television or film, or whatever it is that you do, remember you have to make them feel great. That's what I've learned in these 10 years being. No, that's okay. I did my bachelor's in IT. Apparently didn't do very well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's it for me. If there are still any questions, I'd love to take them. Otherwise, that's what it's about. Please, President Ji. Let them get you a mic. There you go.
Which are the 2 or 3 films that have been perhaps most powerful for you in terms of the impact that they had on you?
I think number 1 would be Shawshank Redemption. Shawshank Redemption,
Yes.
yeah.
And can you tell us why?
Why are you clapping? You like the film? Okay. So you're validating my choice. Okay. Another film which added to the creepy side in me, which helped me to do roles like Ishq Zeh Naseeb, was a film called Perfume. Let's have a clap for Perfume. And the people who made it will be resting happily in Las Vegas. So those 2 come to mind immediately. And the third would have to be a film called Prestige.
So,
Guy's got taste.
okay, so did all of these films make you feel good? Not really.
See, that's
Some
the
of
thing.
them made you feel not tormented, but something introspective, maybe left you with
Inspired.
a lot of inspired.
Inspired. This is going to be a decision, and Saqib Bhai would, I'm sure, second this being a director. This is going to be a decision that you will always have. This piece of art that I'm about to make, is it just a feel-good thingy? Or is it set to inspire people? और उसके साथ एक complexity की भी एक equation आनी पड़ती है कि ये समझ आई या नहीं. Like a film like Interstellar would inspire you, but did you understand it completely? Maybe some of you did. I didn't totally grasp it. और उसके बाद जो माशाल्लाह से उन्होंने Tenet निकाली, वो तो अबू भी साथ गए थे, उनको नहीं समझ आई. So those 2 elements will always, those 2, parts of the equation will always be there. How does it make you feel, and did it make you think? Yeah. Like a lot of films, like Hangover, there's nothing much to understand, but it makes you feel good because it's good in what it's doing. And so that's always going to be, your prerogative as a filmmaker. Are you out to inspire people, push their boundaries, make them imagine a little, or just have a great time? And I think a great filmmaker is a combination of both, perhaps. Inspire them a little, challenge them a little, and also make them feel good. It's not you who was out to show कि मुझे कितना पता है फिल्म के बारे में या कितना मैं इनको कंफ्यूज कर दूं. जो फिल्म आपको ज़्यादा कंफ्यूज करती है और आपकी कंफ्यूजन दूर नहीं कर सकती, वो फिल्म तंग करती है, चुभती है फिल्म. एंड सिमिलरली जो फिल्म जिसने बिल्कुल भी आपको इंटेलेक्चुअली तौर पे चैलेंज नहीं किया, उस भी लाइक हाँ बट ठीक थी, मज़ा भी ज़्यादा नहीं आया और प्लॉट भी कोई कॉम्प्लिकेटेड नहीं था. So I guess balancing those two is key.
So I have one more question for you, Zab.
Sure.
You've been an actor, very prominent, very powerful, in several television serials.
Alhamdulillah.
So what are the 2-3 factors that make you decide to go for to accept a particular acting in a particular TV serial?
Okay.
What do you look for particularly, and you say, yeah, this is the role I want to do, and this is really, I'm ready to do it?
So basically the roles that the entire industry refuses is what I do. It's like, this is a rapist, I'll do it. This is a psychotic person, I'll do it. This guy is a woman at night, I'll do it. And that's actually very true. Not many of you might know, I had a 10-year-long career in telecom before I actually became an actor. साथ साथ मैं theatre करता था, वहाँ मैंने वो बीज बोया था. But I worked for like companies like Mobilink, Nokia, and I was doing really well. But what didn't cut it for me was, I remember, am I taking up too much time? So the day I decided I'm going to become an actor, this is a very interesting story. I was working for Nokia Finland, which is a big deal. There's only a few handful of people who work for Nokia in Pakistan. The rest are third-party contractors and such. So I was in Islamabad, that's where I'm from, and I remember I was driving from Pindi to Islamabad on the millionth day working in Nokia, and I had to beat the traffic and drive like a madman. I do not endorse these views. To get to work at 9 a.m. and I somehow get there at 9, I park my cultus, brake lagti, and I look at the watch and it's 9 o'clock and I'm thanking my lucky stars, okay, And then I get off my car and I'm walking towards the building, और उसी वक्त मेरे साथ आके एक BMW खड़ी होती है 7 Series, और उसमें मेरे बिल्कुल साथ साथ एक साहब चलते हुए आते हैं, who's wearing this amazing suit, and we're walking to the elevator together, and we enter the building. Are you aware of the Saudi Park Tower in Islamabad? That's where it was. So it has like, I don't know, 18 floors or something. So I was on the 13th floor and this gentleman was going higher up. So all along in that elevator ride, I was noticing this gentleman. He was dressed prim proper, amazing suit, shiny boots, a watch that would have probably been branded, and he was smelling great. But he was an elderly gentleman. He was like around 70s at least, or a little younger perhaps. Not like the young gentleman we have here, but yeah, slightly more senior. And I was thinking all this while, that this guy is wearing an amazing suit, he looks important, and he's no doubt rich, and he has this Beamer 7 Series parked outside, which is going to stay parked outside for the next 6 or 7 hours, because this guy has also reached at work at 9 a.m. and is going to undoubtedly say, if not yes boss, but be answerable to a board or something. And I'm here thinking, I'm in my mid-20s, so if I work really hard and get to the stage that this guy is at, I'm going to be parking my Beamer outside this building at 9 a.m. and perhaps, wearing the same suit while my wife enjoys most of my wealth. And I thought, wow, I don't want to work hard and get to this point. I want to work hard and not wake up at 9 a.m. These are my personal inclinations. But I left that. I left an entire career which was going upwards, and I'm not telling you guys to do this. I didn't leave it, just like that. That's being ungrateful. what I did instead was that I had been doing theatre in Islamabad. जो आपका फ़र्ज़ है ना पहले वो पूरा करो. माँ बाप ने पढ़ाया है तो उस पढ़ाई को अमल में लेकर आओ. वो मैं कर रहा था. डिग्री की, नौकरियाँ की, 10 साल नौकरी की. साथ साथ अपने पैशन और इंक्लिनेशन के छोटे छोटे बीज बोए. That maybe one day they bear fruit, maybe they don't. And we were, lo and behold, performing in Islamabad between 2004 and 10, and then getting to perform Jinnah in Karachi in 2013. And when I was on stage performing Jinnah, uske baad, that was perhaps what you can call the end of me stepping up to life. Uske baad life just turned around towards me, because I got noticed by the television industry, gurus who had attended those plays, and then I started getting calls for auditioning for TV, and they just wanted to literally hand it over to me. So this very long spiel originated from your question. If I've left an entire career and now doing this, it would be terrible if I played it safe, you know. It would be a tragedy, an absolute travesty if I was to not go wild with this field of performing arts and not push my own boundaries there. What's the point? I could have just been a pencil pusher. But now that I've done that, I want to have fun. I want to do what, you know, only the craziest people dare to do. So that's the answer. So yeah, basically bottom line, this field of performing arts is for the craziest. It's for those who love to sacrifice sleep, unfortunately also love to chase people for their payments, and work endless hours, and your family has to tolerate that, and you know, sometimes my wife has to put me in place because I'm acting as a celebrity in the house as well, and so she has to suffer that, but she does a good job of straightening me out. But at the end of the day, it is these people that change the world, because we're the people making the films, we're the people making the TV shows, we're the people making the music. So we are where the thought begins for the rest of the world. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
I would like to request our esteemed guest to please come back on stage to receive a token of appreciation.
We will call our Madam President Shahnaz Wazir Ali and Dr. Mukati to present the token of appreciation. Ladies and gentlemen, there was Zahid Ahmed. Thank you so much, Zahid. Let's give a huge round of applause to Zahid. So for our next presentation tonight, we will be screening Baji, a complex narrative that shows the struggle of surviving in the film industry. And we are truly honored to have the director of the film, Saqib Malik. Saqib Malik has been the part of constantly evolving media landscape in Pakistan since 1988, having produced and directed some of the most memorable television commercials over the last 25 years. Saqib has also won much acclaim for his foray in music videos for songs such as Fusion's Khamach, Rashk Behti Nar, Ali Azmat's Narena, Salman Ahmed's Ghoomtana, and Zebin Hania's Etibar. Filmmaking being his lifelong passion, Saqib released his first feature film in 2019 called Baji. The movie was a success at the box office and won wide critical acclaim at home and abroad. Saqib continues to nurture his love for Pakistani cinema and is excited about the new possibilities opening up in the media scene. We would now request Mr. Saqib Malik to please come on the stage and say a few words about his film.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Okay, this one is the right one. Thank you for having me here. It's actually very exciting, and I'm also a little intimidated and a little scared because this is obviously a very challenging audience here today, an audience with a trained mind and a trained eye. Baji is a film I'm sure you might have heard of. It was released in 2019, right before COVID hit us. And now it's 2022, and in these 3 years, the world has really changed. And I haven't seen the film in 3 years as well, so maybe bilkul ek nayi nazar se film dekh raha hoonga, and I'm be curious to see whether it has managed to survive these 3 years or not, or whether it's like should be thrown in the trash can. But anyway, we'll see. Baji was a very interesting project for me. I've been in advertising all my life, but I've always nurtured a passion for filmmaking since I was a little kid. And like you, all of you here, students, I went on to follow this passion, and I studied communication and advertising and film in college, and followed it up with a career in advertising, hoping कि मैं एक दिन film बनाऊंगा. I went through many trials and tribulations. बहुत सारी फिल्में बनते रह गई, लेकिन finally Baji बनी. I'd like to say a couple of things about the film because I think it would be interesting because your whole theme is about the rebirth of media. Baji is about, basically the theme of Baji is about a cultural moment in our modern, say, history or our cultural consciousness where there is a struggle and a clash and a conflict between the old and the new. In the film, that clash and the conflict is between the old cinema of Pakistan, which was made in the studios of Lahore and Karachi, and a new culture of cinema that has evolved in Pakistan in the last 7 or 8 years, of which, of course, we've seen many films, Ghabrana Nahi amongst the latest. It's also about the clash of values. It's also about the conflict about media in general, about old established media and newer media, digital media and old media like print journalism, like theatrical cinema, and so all of that. So look at the film from that prism, and I hope you enjoy it. Of course, some of you, like the protagonist in the film says, love me or hate me, but you can never replace me. So some of you will love the film, some of you will hate it, but I think it would be an interesting journey. So Baji for all of you.
Can we please have our guests again on the stage to receive the token of appreciation by Mr. Imtiaz Qazi? Can you please have Mr. Saqib Malik back on the stage? By Mr. Imtiaz Qazi and Ma'am Shahnaz. यहीं खड़े
We'll now be screening the film. We'll now be screening the film. I would request everyone to remain seated and keep your cell phones switched off.
Thank you.